exterminate, exterminate, exterminate.
Yes. Hear that, Crow? That's the sound of me blowing apart your argument. You see, these nails that you've put in a coffin, you did it from the inside. You see, you bring up the jelly babies, and I'm going in a little out of order, but the jelly babies are a big part of your theory. This is only not a sign of making Eighth Doctor canon. This is a feeble, and I'm sorry, America, but this is a strong sign that America is thoroughly obsessed with Tom Baker. The Simpsons had Tom Baker. The Americans have always thought of the Tom Baker Doctor only then as the Doctor, never anyone else until much later. And it's over and over. Like, why is he obsessed with the Tom Baker jelly babies, and where the hell did he get them? America has a bad habit of simplifying, taking the only thing they know, and they simplify. It's always about the jelly babies. And then you refer to the 11th Doctor going to the jelly babies thing. He's not imitating the 8th Doctor movie. He's imitating Tom Baker, because that was a clone Doctor going through all the regenerations. Strange that he even sounded like Tom Baker. Did you notice that? And just because they show the 8th Doctor's face, they never, ever went to any part of that movie. The one part, I might add, that perhaps you can explain is the Master being digested in the Eye of Orion, in the TARDIS. You see, when we meet up with the Master in the new series, he's an old man as a human to escape the Time War. But how did he get in the Time War if he was digested? They usually explain these things. Or at least he's not for sure destroyed, but he was digested in the TARDIS. It's as though it never happened. And yes, the BBC acknowledged the 8th Doctor's face, but that's all they've done, is acknowledge the 8th Doctor's face. They need a face. It's like they took back the baby they gave to America because they couldn't do it anymore. But they took it back with all the scars being the 8th Doctor. You bring up the half-human thing, and you know, again, I have to point out, they've never brought it up. Only in the 8th Doctor story. They never brought it up any other time. The Master mentioned when they were kids later on in the Tennant episode, End of Time. Never anything about a human parent. They never brought anything like that up, because the BBC never thought it up. And can it really be canon if the BBC didn't think of it? The Americans thought of that, because the Americans, although they had BBC's help, I think BBC, I bet you would look in the executive level and they'd be like, yeah, we did that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yes, the Jelly Babies thing was not a reference to the 8th Doctor. The 8th Doctor referred to the Jelly Babies. Copying, stealing from probably the most canon of Doctors, Tom Baker, who took up a whole whack and load of the history. So, yes, Krow. Now that I've answered your question, the nails, oh, they're in the coffin, all right. But like I said, you nailed them from the inside. And now you need to answer me. How is it the Master was totally digested in the TARDIS, but how would he have escaped? Probably some way, and I'm sure you'll come up with something because you're a creative young man. But that's my question to you. So far, 8th Doctor losing canonship. Oh my God. It's a terrible life, isn't it, Krow? You know, Britwigger's usually right. And when I'm wrong, I admit it. But there's no way to admit this. I can't admit something that has way too many inconsistencies. The American episode was like something that was kind of a side tangent, a what would have happened kind of deal. An alternate universe, if anything. Class dismissed, Krow. Can't wait for your response.